Hello kids, this is my spare room. These are two of my cats. They probably won't be there when I start rocking out, because they'll wander off. And this is my take on a rat. I start with the best part, the neck, and then I add secret hobo spices. No. I start with a vintage rat specs, basically schematic and stuff, and it's got an LM308 op amp in there, which a lot of people say contains part of the rat's mystique. I don't know, so I built the circuit the same as just to be sure. It's got some extra shit. What the fuck is the extra shit? Right, okay. These two toggle layers first. Toggle layer 1 switches between silicon, 1N914 diodes and LEDs. Silicon gives you more saturated gainy sound and a bit more compression. LEDs, well, I've already switched it to the LEDs, makes it louder because you're getting less compression, less clipping, less gain. That gives you more of an overdrivey sort of sound. Diode lift over here pulls both any sets of diodes out, so effectively you're just getting op amp overdrive. That does sound a little bit similar to the LED mode in the volumes I've been playing at, but I think if you're playing at like louder volume you'll probably hear more of a difference and stuff. And the final change is this, because we've got the normal controls of distortion, filter and volume over here, but then in the middle we have a stowaway of texture stowaway. Look at that candy apple red. Isn't that fucking lush? Yes, I think it fucking is. Anyway, getting distracted. What this texture is a 1K pot in place of 47 ohm resistor, R8, fact fans, in the rat circuit. Now that's on one of these like filters, which is on the op amp feedbacky thing. Now it's that 47 ohm resistor is the one that everyone snips for that Roots mod, which gives you more bass within the distortion sweep, like especially lower down it thickens things up a bit more, and it also cuts the distortion a bit, so it makes the pedal, in my opinion, a lot more versatile and stuff, because it's not always just like rock power, and also it's a bit more full sounding. So effectively increasing this simulates that, because if it's a really high value, if it's 1K compared to the other filter branch, which has a 560 ohm resistor, most of the stuff goes down the other branch, so it's effectively like this has been cut out of the circuit. It's like blocking that filter from being used. So, and then likewise, if you take it all the way down to 0, then you're actually going to have a more trebly than stock version. So that gets really tinny, like at like lower gain settings you can particularly hear it. So if you like, I basically roll it up like a hair like that, and then that's kind of about 47 ohms. That's about stock. Let's hear this shit. All right, so this is like a sort of stock rat sound, and it is like, you know. The rat normally is a kind of ratty, distortion-y, like bitey sort of thing. So bear in mind I've got the high filter on 0 here, so I'm filtering off none of the high end, so it is going to be bright. But what I'm doing that is I'm going to do that. I'm doing that so that I can demonstrate the effectiveness of the texture or the roots control. So let's give it a real work. So that's stock rat sound. So yeah, as I said, what you're getting there is, you can hear here where it goes to the trebly setting. So that's stock. So what you're hearing is it's reducing the treble and sort of giving a more rounded bass sound, while also decreasing the gain. So now let's do the filter control. See what that. So that's a pretty harsh low pass filter, low pass filter or whatever. So when it's here, you're letting all the treble through, and then you just start to filter it off as you go. Let's check out this this whole silicon LED switch. So like I said, you're going to notice things get less saturated and more open, and it's also going to get louder. So before I flip it, I am going to pull the volume control down a little bit so we don't start clipping things. But basically, this is the sort of sounds that you get with the different modes. So I think that the LED mode is very cool sounding. It's like more like martially to me, because you don't get, or less fizzy and more like full of body and warmth and stuff. So I really dig that. That's the very high sort of sound I was telling you about when you have the texture control very low down. It only really bites through like that on lower gain settings. Okay, so now we'll go from silicon to no diodes, basically. Ooh. Again, it will be a volume increase, so I'll do a sort of bit pre-compensated nonsense. So. Yeah, how much more low end that's got, which you can obviously tweak with the filter and texture control. Pull the diodes out of the circuit like this is use it with the distortion on low as like a clean booster. Oh, click. That shows you how much louder it was there. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty cool thing.